guys, welcome to our channel Anything Medicine. So today we are starting translation and we'll be discussing translation with some details about the initiator factors in corresponding. So these initiator factors promote the translation and regulate it, yes? And first of all, we start by the parts of translation. Translation has three parts: initiation and elongation and termination, which is not exist here, but we will talk about it at the end of video. It's a short video. And starting from initiation, initiation is a period in which there will be formation of small ribosomal units, and which is 40S in eukaryotes and 30S in prokaryote. So in eukaryote or prokaryote is not matter because it's the same steps 99% approximately, with slight difference, I will tell you. So in first process, in first step, there will be participation of factor 1 and 3 in formation of small ribosomal unit. So they formate the small ribosomal unit because it's also divided into different parts, smaller parts. So they will associate it and they will function, keep their function by correct alignment of the first amino acyl tRNA. So first amino acyl tRNA should be aligned in a correct place. So who will aid that? Initiating factor 1 and 3. Then, after that, mRNA should be aligned also to small ribosomal unit, yes? And let me tell you that mRNA have cap and tail, yes? And we know that tail is actually polyadenyl group, and cap is actually 7-methyl-guanosine. But it's not important here in translation, but the important that the starting codon always in eukaryotes should be AUG, while in prokaryote is not a condition. So this is the only and main difference. So in eukaryote should be AUG, starting codon, which will correspond to amino acid methionine. So, and the mRNA will be aligned to small ribosomal unit with help of elongation factor 4, which is comprises also of three subtypes. Elongation factor 4 comprises of three subtypes, which are elongation factor 4A and elongation factor 4E and elongation factor 4G. All of them bind to the head of mRNA, and actually elongation factor A participate in prevention of secondary structures that may be mistakenly aligned to the head of mRNA, while G and E, they participate in correction and placement of the head of mRNA to the right place in small ribosomal unit. Then coming to the next step, after alignment of mRNA to the correct place, we need, like, this is the P, sorry, I didn't mention that. Here is P place and here is A place. So first important place is A, which is here, and B, which is here. So first starting codon should be placed in P place. So always starting codon should be placed in P place. Okay? Then after that, coming to the next step. Next step, we should bring the first amino acid corresponding to the first codon, and this amino acid will not be transported alone. It will be transported and carried by tRNA. tRNA is in this shape, T-like. Yes? So whenever you see T in the board, it means tRNA. So we simplify it as shape T, like here. T, inverted T. Here also, inverted T. So T means tRNA. It is in this shape, and actually amino acid bind here. So, and let me tell you slightly about, simply about tRNA, that tRNA is specific, like each amino acid can bind to only one tRNA, because in each tRNA there is also codon which can bind to just one amino acid. But some amino acids may bind, like some different type of tRNA can bind to one amino acid. So one amino acid can be binded by different types of amino acid of tRNA. This is called degeneracy, which means that different codons can make this, like different codons can make this amino acid. For example, serine. There are 6 codons that can be translated to serine. So, and the only exception is methionine. Methionine have just one codon, while serine and others have more than one codon. So, tRNA bind to specific amino acid, and when it binds, it needs elongation factor 2 for migration and quick migration to be placed. And we say that the correct alignment here occurs with help of factor 1 and 3. And it needs 4, yes, because it's going quickly and from far away places, so it needs 4. So 4, there will be a formation of complex, like elongation factor 2 will be associated with GTP, which is a full, and methionine tRNA. When the amino acid associated with tRNA, we call it aminoacyl tRNA. If it's serine, if it's methionine, for example, we call it methionine tRNA. So, methionine tRNA with elongation factor 2 and with the full, this complex will be transferred to small ribosomal unit. And whenever it will be transferred, the GTP will be catalyzed as a full. Like there will be releasing of power due to that. So here we will see whenever methionine tRNA will be associated to the correct codon, there will be releasing of GDP. And also at the same time, whenever this alignment occurs, there will be slight shaking, resulting in releasing of all these factors from head, elongation factors, and elongation factors which are existing here. So all elongation factors, all initiator factors also same, they call mainly initiator factors. So all initiator factors will be released out of small unit. Then after releasing out of the initiator factors, there will be alignment or association of small ribosomal unit with a big ribosomal unit here, like here. Then, if we are talking about eukaryotes, the big ribosomal unit, it is 60. If we are talking about eukaryotes, if we are talking about prokaryotes, it is 50. Same here. If we're talking about eukaryotes, it's 40. But about prokaryotes, it is 30. So, 80, it means that for prokaryotes. If 80, it means that for eukaryote. So, after this alignment, here is the end of initiation process. And then we need to start with elongation. And with elongation, the only factor will be, and the main factor will be, participating in elongation is initiator factor 2. So this factor 2 will be keep on bringing new amino acids. Any amino acid. Same process which has occurred here, alignment, it will be aligned with full, like GTP, and new amino acid, which is bind to tRNA, to the new place. So, we have here, first of all, methionine tRNA aligned to correct codon in B place, yes? Then, when the new amino acid come, same there will be, whenever this new amino acid come and associate with the correct codon, with the corresponding codon, there will be releasing of GDP, yes? And after this process, there should be transfer of this amino acid, the first amino acid, which is methionine, to the next, to the new amino acid, by formation of a new peptide bond. And this occurs by enzyme which exists here in ribosome, because ribosome is not only rRNA, it is also protein, it's comprised of protein and rRNA. So this protein mainly will be enzymes such as peptidyl tRNA, which will transfer methionine to the new amino acid, and there will be formation of a new peptide bond. And there will be no catalyzation, and there will be no utilization of new power here, because there will be already high power bond, like high power bond, like high energy bond preserved here. So there will be no utilization of new energy bond, because there's already energy bond here between the tRNA and the amino acid. Because peptide, formation of new peptide bond need energy, but there will be no utilization, as you see, of new ATP, because we already took ATP when we aligned. I will tell you later. So there will be already here energy bond. So after this transfer there will be like this shape, methionine associated with a new amino acid by peptide bond, and then both of them they will be in place A, yes? Then we need to move this ribosome toward 3 end, because each mRNA have 5 end and 5 start and 3 end, yes? So we need to move this RNA toward 3rd end. And this done by also catalyzation of new, hydrolysis of new high energy bond from GTP, result in just shifting of this tRNA with 2 amino acids to this place, from A, like here. Here the new shape, yes? So this is the last step in elongation, but it will be going in cycle, keep on going in cycle, until, for example, we reach here, until the ribosome reach here, until the A place will reach here. It will be or UAA or UAG or UGA, till the A place will be corresponding to this codon, one of these codon. There will be no fitting of new tRNA here, because there is no tRNA match these codons. match any of these codons. So up to this moment, maybe there will be like this. Maybe there will be here amino acid, then again amino acid, then again amino acid, and as you want, like maybe 50, 60, depending on the length and the width, but the beginning will be always methionine. Yes? At this time, whenever it stopped, and as I told you, there will be no feeding of new tRNA, the terminal factors will come, which called terminal stage. And when terminal factors will come here, there will be hydrolyzed new GTP into GDB. After this hydrolyzing, these two units will be separated, which we call it terminal stage. But also before, these amino acids will be cut from tRNA here by same enzyme, peptidyl transferase, and this protein will be released into cytoplasm. Now, let me tell you that about some points which really targeted clinically. Pharmacologically, this point mainly targeted by tetracycline. Mean tetracycline inhibit the alignment of methionine tRNA to the right place, opposite to function of 1 and 3 initiator factors. And aminoglycerides group, aminoglycerides group drugs, they bind to 30 units of prokaryote, and they lead to misreading of protein due to binding. They lead to misreading of mRNA, resulting in strange protein in the bacteria, resulting in death of bacteria, because bacteria need the honest proteins, the right protein. So if there be strange proteins, it may be sure bacteria will die. So tetracycline work here, aminoglyceride work here, and chloramphenicol actually chloramphenicol family work here by inhibiting this enzyme peptidyl transferase, resulting in death of bacteria due to stop of translation. And there are two families or two drugs that inhibit translocation, because I told you here there will be translocation of the tRNA of the ribosome towards 3, yes? So this tRNA with 2 amino acids will be transferred to P place, and this done by hydrolyzing of new GTP, and this inhibited, this is called translocation, yes? Translocation. So this translocation, inhibited by erythromycin and clindamycin. So these are the main drugs that inhibit, like these are the main drugs that inhibit, like showing how inhibit the translation. And also keep in mind that diphtheria make ADP ribosylation to this elongation factor 2 and prevent translation. So diphtheria make ADP ribosylation. So diphtheria make ADP ribosylation and inhibit this elongation factor 2. So this is mainly about translation. Just to correct something about the name of this family, it's not aminoglycerides, it's aminoglycosides, sorry. So it's aminoglycosides.